editorial board of TheWave invited the two candidates running for Florida State Senate, Yvette Benarroach and Charles Work, to come in and discuss issues that are important to us in an unedited interview. One of the topics covered in our interview was about reproductive rights. This is a topic that is constantly debated about in the state of Florida, so we thought it was crucial to cover this in our interviews. The question pertaining to reproductive rights states, what do you believe is the strongest way to advocate for women's rights? This question was asked to both candidates and they answered as follows.
So I am pro-life. I'm not going to shy away from that. I have a personal story. Abortion is not empowering, actually breaks you and scars you for life. As a young girl, nobody should be going through that. It's a horrible process. I understand the medical needs. It's a medical procedure that exists because there's certain times where it needs to be done. Yeah. The issue becomes that's only probably less than 1% of our abortions are actually needed procedures. And I do believe that we need to educate women to make them understand that there's other options available when it comes to having an unwanted pregnancy. But regardless how you look at it, I can tell you from personal experience that having children is a blessing, and having an abortion is probably the most horrific thing you'll ever have to live with as a 16, 17-year-old. So,
as Yvette was answering, it became clear that she is pro-life. So the follow-up question, do you plan on supporting these young mothers in terms of care, was asked, to which she replied.
I know daycare is very expensive. We need to provide those resources because we need to be pro-life, but all the way, right? We can't ask a young girl, listen, have the baby, we'll be here for you, and then when the baby's 2 years old, then we forget about it, right? Because they still have to go through the process. And then more when there's issues, like health issues, that it's gonna be like more difficult for that mother. So I think we haven't done a good job helping and letting that mother know that, listen, we love the baby, but we love you too, and we're gonna take care of both.
On the contrary, in Charles Work's interview, he expressed a much different view on reproductive rights.
Well, it's really, I've been watching that carefully as the campaign has unfolded, and I really like what Governor Walz says. Mind your own damn business. I thought that was pretty effective because he has to try to bring more people into the circle, bring more people into being concerned about it. And when you think about it, and you think about the arguments about that were advanced and adapted in Roe v. Wade, Dobbs, which destroyed Roe v. Wade. Those things could be applied in a much wider basis. And so the mind your own damn basis protects every other kind of right like this, like the right to same-sex marriage, the LGBTQ, whatever it is, rights, all those rights. They're endangered by Dobbs because that same kind of rationale could apply to it. So it is. Dobbs is frightening. Dobbs is a very, very bad piece. I'm a lawyer, and it's a very bad piece of legal reasoning. It's extremely upsetting in terms of the confirmation process. Kavanaugh said bluntly this was settled law. Settled law usually means you're not going to change it, right? He said it was settled law, right? And Susan Collins, senator from Maine, says Kavanaugh lied to her, and that was, these Supreme Court justices are all interviewed privately by each one of the senators who sits on the Judiciary Committee. They go in for individual visits as well as have the hearings. Susan Collins says Kavanaugh lied to her. We have a serious intellectual integrity problem in the Supreme Court, and Dobbs is one of the examples of it.
I'm the executive editor, Lauren Riley, reporting for IMIA. Thank you for watching.